I'm giving hope to the people. All my intentions are pure, never deceitful. I'm giving hope to the people. All my decisions are good, it's never evil. I'm here with my bro Marv, man. How's the people doing? We was just sitting here chatting, and I felt like this was something that could help the world. And I'm gonna just let him express what he's about to get into.
What's going on? What's going on? I think when we was sharing, we started talking about God again, and I was like, dang, Hoff, I should have said when you asked, you know, why do you think it's important, or how important it is to have God? And I was like, honestly, because when you have God, you have a power that's not restrained to this world. So like, there ain't nothing that can stop you when he's in your life, but there's that choice you have to make for him to be in your life. So that led to, you know, and then I was telling him about, like, for a lot of people that don't know, I ended up shooting a guy. I went to prison for years, come home. I'm a changed man. God changed my life. I don't live that way no more. This has to be like maybe 8 years later, because I did 4.5. I was home about 3 years then, so close to 8. So I know that night when it happened, I was saucy, I was out of it. I didn't really remember how this guy looked. So I'm downtown at the pawn shop down in Scranton, and I'm talking to this guy, and again, I'm talking to this one guy about God. I'm telling him how he needs to trust him and this, that. So this guy walks by, and he gives me a crazy look, and I'm like, man, who's that? What's going on? So as he goes into the pawn shop, if anybody's familiar with the Scranton area, it's right downtown. As he goes into the pawn shop, I'm like, I'm about to leave. And it wasn't because I was scared. It was more like, I don't want to fight this man. Like, I don't want to take that route. But I know the last messages I was getting was, he said when he saw me, it was going to be a wrap. And I wasn't scared physically. It was more scared like, I live a different life. Now I got to fight. My chances of going to jail. So I was going to leave. He went in the pawn shop. I was going to go leave. Something stopped me. Like, it was like, no, don't leave. I'm like, and I don't know why. It was like, I was stuck. And I felt like God was like, no, stand here, because I want you to confront this situation, because you're not going to live in fear. And he comes back out. He's grilling me again. Out of nowhere, I'm like, yo, I said his name. I don't want to say names on the camera or anything like that. But I said his name. I was like, yo. He's like, yo, what up? Comes over hostile. I'm like, oh, man. But I'm still, for some reason, I'm not scared. And I can't move. I'm like this. So I'm like, listen, man, you know, I can't take back what I did. I said, I apologize, man. And I was like, as a man, I can't keep running from you in fear. I know your children were there, and what I did was completely out of wrong, but I said I cannot run. And when I tell you, like, he was so, it was almost like he could sense something that was with me, because he was like, yo, there was mad times I could have did this to you and did that. And I was like, and even with the threats that was coming to me, I didn't even take them offensively. I'm like, I understand. I understand. I was like, I understand. And he was just going. And then I said, again, man, I apologize. He was like, man, just know you're here for a reason. And he walked away. And I was like, man, like, that increased my faith. Like, there's one thing when I talk about God a lot versus when I hear people, dude, my joints ain't natural situations. These are like supernatural situations that took place in my life that like convinced me to be as open as I am about it. And he walked away. Don't you know, I ended up seeing him again. It had to be like three months maybe later, seen him. I said, what's up, bro? He looked like mad, but he was like, now mind you, that's a guy I shot. And he wasn't scared of me either. It wasn't like when I shot this guy, he was scared of me. Like, he was about it. He was about that. And God just showed me, though, the only person I need to fear is him. That's it. I don't need to be afraid of no human being. And I don't respond with evil. It was love. I was telling Hop, it says in the word that God is love. So that's the most powerful force on earth. So when he was coming over with the hate and I confronted it with love, it could stand no chance against it, because love will always dominate hate. It's just, you gotta be in tune to even respond from a place of love. So that was just, man, where I was at with that situation, man.
We was just sitting here talking. I'm like, he has to tell this story. The people have to hear this. because we're like really into like helping people and trying to impact people's lives in a positive way, because that's what we're here for. I just thought that was something that people definitely needed to hear.
This is one more. It's a quick one.
Do your thing.
I was down on the Heritage Trail where people jog at, and I was reading the Bible. I was praying, and I like going out sometimes and just helping people. I don't like letting my right hand know what my left hand is doing, so you'll never hear me putting on a book that I'm out doing this or taking pictures next to someone homeless. I don't do any of that. But I was walking on the trail. I said, God, if there's someone that needs help, just lead them my way. I lie to you not. I'm walking. It's kind of dark on the trail too. It's like 8 o'clock. I see all these like clown pictures under the subway or the bridge. And I see this dude hiding over like in the bush. I'm like, that's weird. Here's another one of them incidences. I got scared. I was like, I don't know. He looked young, but I'm like, what's he doing over near the bush? Again, I could not walk away. I just kept walking. He jumps out and he's like, hey, buddy. And I was like, hey, man, how you doing? My heart's like this. I'm like, oh, my goodness, like, what's going on? And something was still like, don't move. And I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? He's like, I don't know, just living life. So now I scared him, right? I said, oh, you're the dude. He's like, what? I was like, you're the guy. I said, I was just praying and I asked God to put somebody in my life that needed help. He was looking like this. And I was like, it must be you. I said, what's going on, man? How you doing? What's going on with you? Bro, I ended up talking to him. That night he was gonna try and commit suicide. That night he was going through a lot with his family. I ended up putting him in my car, mind you. Talking about faith. I don't know if this is all the way legit. It could have been dangerous and I shouldn't have did it. But I'm like, come on, I'm gonna go get you something to eat or whatever. Bring him in my car. I go to the ATM. I leave a complete stranger in my car as I go to the ATM. Come back out. Give him a couple dollars or whatever. Told him how much God loved him, how much I cared about him, and that this wasn't no accident. And he shared with me, and that's when he shared with me. He was like, yo, tonight I was thinking about taking my life. And I was like, wow, man, wow. And that, again, another incident where that just humbled me. And as I was telling, the same way I was telling this story, I was telling this to a guy at work. I was telling him the story or whatever. And it's funny, I didn't hear nothing from that guy for mad long. I gave him my number and stuff. He ended up, as I'm telling the guy at work, he ended up sending me a text saying, hey, guy, it's the boy from the trail. As I was telling this guy about the testimony, so it came through. But I was like, man.
That's like scary.
It was. Because it's like, we hear so much about God and it sounds so far-fetched because, when you look at the evil, you look at the religious folks who are like, man, they're brutal. And it's like, but, he's so close, it ain't even funny. Like, he's really right there, and he goes through extreme lengths to get our attention. It's just we don't see it. Everything's materialized. We're caught up. But, bro, he's really, like, right there. There's a lot of people, I bet, on the other side of this camera that been in a situation where they're like, I don't know how I made it out of that.
Yep.
Where they're like, I should be dead right now. And we're not that lucky. We can't keep saying, that's luck. That's luck. No, it's not that. There's someone looking out after us that knows our heart, knows the pain, knows the struggle, that just wants us to be open enough to come to him and share that, you know what I mean? And invite him into our lives and start to commune with him. And not getting a religion with him, a relationship with him.
That's it.
It's a love relationship.
That's it. A loving relationship.
So I don't know who that was for, but that's all I got.
It's for a lot of people. Stay tuned, man. This is just cool, man. Shout your shirt out for me, man. One more time.
Growth is infinite, man.
Growth is infinite. Stay tuned. Bye. I'm giving hope to the people. All my intentions are pure, never deceitful. I'm giving hope to the people. All my decisions are good, it's never evil.